Welcome in, everyone. Welcome into Pastime Picks Podcast. I am Keith, Vintage Sport Flips.
I'm Andy, King of Pennants.
And we got the wrong background. Rough start already. There we go.
Oh,
now
boy.
Now we got our title.
It's been a rough day.
I'll tell you guys, it's rough working with a boomer, and I got a boomer on over there tonight.
It's rough working with StreamYard, honestly. They're screwed up. It's not my fault.
I mean, I think it's partially your fault, partially StreamYard's.
How is it my fault? It's not my fault.
I don't know.
Nothing has changed. So nothing has changed. Nothing.
Well, nothing changed for me either.
Well, so maybe it's an issue then. I don't know.
Anyway, I figured out all the issues. I got us on here.
Not really.
But
figured out some.
Yeah, I figured out multiple issues.
You figured out one issue, and that didn't work. So now we're going back to I could have done this from the start. I just didn't have a camera.
They did do an update, Mike. Yeah, they did have an update. They sent out an email saying some things were glitchy, like to touch up your appearance. That's why Andy's looking as he is over. We don't use that. We don't use that thing anyway. But I never heard anything about like extra cameras or your speaker settings. So anyway,
yeah, it's so weird.
I know it doesn't work in some browsers. Obviously, Firefox is not a good option.
Neither is Google Chrome because it doesn't work for setting up a secondary camera. Firefox doesn't work for hearing you.
You got to come over to Edge.
I guess
Edge is where it's at.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah. Anyway, you guys don't have to hear about all those back alley troubleshooting we were doing. Oh, come on, Sean. Just come on, Sean.
Thank you.
Truth. We must have truth in this podcast.
Yeah.
So guys, we're back to a sports draft. I figured let's go back to the roots, back to our roots of this draft, right? We had some odd drafts lately. The bug draft, and it was a questionable choice you had.
I didn't come up with a bug draft, my friend.
Yeah. So I think
it would have been funnier or better if we actually drafted real bugs. Like I would.
That's for follow-up. That's a follow-up.
Spider number one. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Hey, Dan.
Yeah. What's up, Dan? Dan and the man's in the house. Me and Dan just did the cards a little earlier.
Oh, did you? Oh,
fun time over there.
I always am a purchaser of Dan's fine stuff. Your stuff's not very good, but Dan's stuff usually is quite top notch. No,
come on now. Don't be telling lies.
Dan always saves a couple things for me, which I appreciate. You just grab the money whenever you can.
What's up, Mark Hoyle's in the house. Get all of our peeps here tonight. All right, so we're drafting best sports comebacks in history. Not like we didn't really go into the rules here, but I feel like we're not doing like athletes who came back from injury, right? They're comeback players of the year kind of things. We're not doing them. This is like game comebacks.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's some wiggle room on some of this stuff, but I would say that's overall. Yeah, we're talking about game time comebacks.
Yeah.
Oh, did he? Okay. You got a bunch from him?
Yeah. Well, I gave Dan a gift, and I gave him like a Cody Bellinger numbered out of 99.
The gift of friendship. No? Oh.
Well, that too. But I will say I gifted it to him after it didn't sell because I showed it, and then he's like, "Oh, that's cool. I like that." I ran it, but I felt like I had to run it because I showed it. But then I said I was going to send it to him, and then he said he sent me a bunch of Giants cards. So I will find a nice orphan child to gift those Giants cards to.
Oh, wow. Why does it have to be an orphan child? Maybe it's just somebody that likes the Giants.
Nobody likes the Giants.
Yeah.
Nobody likes the Giants. All right. Let's see. What did that say? What was that, Hawkeye Mike? Oh, so not about the snappy comes that, yeah. Comebacks. Yeah, exactly. All right. So comebacks. But Andy, let's recap what we did last week. Let me share this. So tell us in the chat, who did better last week on our bug draft? Right? We had
honestly, I would not feel bad if you voted for neither of us.
Yeah.
We both lost. We should both take the L on this, honestly.
Yeah. When I drafted Beetlejuice, Charlotte from Charlotte's Web fame, Blind Melon, Bumblebee Girl, Sheila from The Hobbit, Roaches from Joe's.
It's the worst idea we've ever had.
Roaches from Joe's apartment. And he went with Mothra, Seth Brundle from The Fly, Flick. Is that from Ants?
No, it's from
the Bee Movie?
No. I can't remember what it's called.
Ants. Is it A Bug's Life?
Bug's Life. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
Buzz B from Honey Nut Cheerios and the Human Centipede. That was a
Yeah,
brutal.
some
Yeah, you chose the right week to miss, Mark. It was a brutal draft. It was a fun time though. Fun time had for all.
yeah.
But yeah, not a. So I guess we're not getting any votes. So I agree, and it was a double L for us.
All right, we'll both take the L.
Yeah. Let me delete those so I can type in the fresh names in a second.
The freshest of names.
And by the way, guys, we're not going to have an episode next week. We'll be back on the following week with a special guest, fellow YouTuber Ryan Resell, comedian and YouTube reseller. So it's going to be a great show. We're drafting our favorite or best, in our opinion, comedians.
Yeah.
I don't think we decided. I got to talk to Ryan.
I would say stand up.
Stand
right?
up. Yeah, stand up comedians. Yeah, that's what we had. Yeah.
Because we already did like comedians and shows type of thing, or not comedians, but we did like funniest actors maybe or something like that, didn't we?
No, we drafted like all kind of comedies, TV comedies, movie comedies. I don't think we did.
I'm pretty sure like I drafted Will Ferrell somewhere. Didn't I? Didn't we? I don't know. Anyway,
we'll figure it out.
Yeah, then the 25th Hope and Hits. Maybe we should name our new show. Hope we hit.
Yeah.
Hope we hit.
The 25th. When is that? That's 2 weeks from tomorrow. Is that Friday or Thursday, Sean? I didn't do that calendar thing yet.
Math is hard.
Well, no, it's 26 days. No, it's not.
What?
Friday. It's a Friday night? Okay.
26 days puts us.
I'm sorry. I'm like major
by a lot.
Every second of the day is planned out for me right now, prepping for the national, and like it's a hectic time. So can't do that kind of math right now.
Yeah. I am busy time at work for me too. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a bit of a cluster right now, but all good. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's get the wheel of faces up. By the way, I did shoot a new wheel of KJ face in my workplace bathroom selfie today. It's like the best blue you could ever have for a selfie.
Yeah.
But the mirror I was doing it in, it was all like dirty. I realized I can't use that. It was a great selfie.
Thank you. I'm glad that we don't have to use your bathroom selfies.
Well, I was dressed. It was just a great room. The lighting, the blue color, that really pops. I really pop in that bathroom. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means.
Dan, I haven't started yet, but I want to. Or I will.
Dan, I'm not going to watch because I'm very disappointed with the quarterback selections. That's brutal.
Who was it? It's I know it's Goff. Is it? It is
kind
of a weird group.
You had me at Goff.
Yeah.
You had me at Goff.
Sure.
No, he said it was Goff, Burrow, and Kirk Cousins.
That's right. It's Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Well, is that the second time he's been on it? They followed him around another time too, didn't they?
I've never watched it.
I mean, last year was like Mahomes, I think. Okay. Goff, Cousins, and Burrow. Yeah.
Wasn't it Mariota the year before, maybe?
Maybe. Yeah, you're right. I think. Yeah, so they kind of have like a bit of a variety, I guess, of quarterbacks. Like people on their way out. Burrow's kind of new, and then Goff's, I guess, in the middle. Cousins in season 1 too. Okay,
you might be right in the bathroom. Yeah, it's probably right. Yeah, thanks, Sean. Yeah, hit that thumbs up, everyone. Yeah, I mean, I guess they always choose like one quarterback who's like in an odd situation.
Yeah,
it's Cousins for sure, and
is this a second or it's a third season, right?
I don't know.
I can't remember because they did receivers too. Yeah, Cousins was interesting in the first one. He's definitely. I can't remember if he was what team he was on at that point. Was it the Vikings or was it? I can't remember. Anyway, I do remember him being in it pretty good though. I didn't hear that. Yeah. Spoiler alert! Come on, Dan. You're talking about him being traded
previously
from the Rams. Yeah. Receivers was last year. Okay.
I'll tell you, I started to dislike Jared Goff way back when they did the Hard Knocks with the LA Rams when he was like a rookie. He just comes off like such an idiot in that show. Remember that? Remember that? Really? It was like Jeff Fisher, Jared Goff. I don't know. Anyway, I digress. Let's get the wheel spinning. Did you ever watch that Hard Knocks?
I don't know. I don't remember that one specifically.
It might have been the first one.
Okay.
There we go. All right, Andy's up. Was there audio for that for you?
Yeah, I heard it.
Okay, I didn't hear anything. It's weird.
All right. Okay, so I don't. Yeah, this is again. I don't know how exactly we're counting comebacks. So this is not specifically in a game, but it's. I mean,
we're talking about a game. We're talking about a game
of a course.
A game. Not a practice. We're talking about the game.
All right. Okay. Everybody knows that. Yeah, this is over the course of a series. So I'm going to go with the Red Sox overcoming the 3-0 deficit to win the curse, to break the curse of the Bambino. So obviously,
that would have been my number one pick too.
Kind of one of the most classic ones. For me, I don't know how you felt about the Yankees and the Red Sox. There are a couple of people, I think, one guy that I couldn't stand in high school that was a fan of the Red Sox. I don't know if you remember his name. Thank you, Mark.
Give me an initial. I don't remember.
MG.
Oh, Mike.
Yeah.
I can't remember his last. Oh, I know what you're talking about.
So he was such a fan, and we would go back and forth. We grew up in Philly. He was I don't know if I know he's a Sox, like a Red Sox fan. He used to just be the most annoying person to argue with. So for probably 3 or 4 years, or maybe even more after that, I had this bad taste of the Red Sox in my mouth. So I kind of was rooting against them at the time, but now I feel like
I hate that guy. You talking about the guy from our high school, Dan? He was an annoying chap, right? Would you agree?
He sucked, yeah.
He was annoying.
Sucked.
But I didn't. Yeah, I had someone like that in high school that was a big Steelers fan, and I sort of hated the Steelers for a long time. But I'm trying to remember who that guy even was now. I don't. Can't even think of his name. But yeah, I always have that obnoxious fan who's he starts to just that guy makes you dislike a team.
Yeah, exactly.
But I was definitely rooting hard for the Red Sox in that series, and I love those kind of series comebacks. I'm sure there'll be others in that vein during this draft.
Yep,
that's a good one, and that's historical too, right? With the whole Babe Ruth trade, and was it 108 years maybe that took for them to
something like that? Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure Mark will definitely know.
Yeah, Dan, I'm probably that guy. Yeah. If we're in high school, I'd be that guy. You're right.
You definitely was. Here's the difference, though. Everybody was like that growing up. For me in high school, everybody was Eagles fans, so they were all like that. So I couldn't just pick one person to sort of hate. But this guy, I could. I didn't hate him. I didn't hate him as a person. I guess I just disliked his.
He was a nice enough guy. He was annoying.
Yeah, that way. Yeah. I disliked his personality and his overall being.
All right, that's a good pick. I would have chose that first. So with my first pick, me and Dan talked about naming our Wednesday night Dib the Card show. We're going to give it a name. We haven't come up with the exact name yet. And the reason I bring that up is it's going to be something in the Homer aspect. Something about Homerisms in that show, right? Because we're a bit of Homers.
Why don't you call it dough?
Yeah, it's not bad. Bring us the dough, but in the Homer.
Bring us the dough.
But we're not talking Homer Simpson. We're talking fan Homerisms.
I know.
But I got you. I got what you're doing. But I'm going to go to, there's a game there's a series of 3 of these games that the Eagles have played that are miracles. And we're talking about the Miracle of the Meadowlands. Miracle of the Meadowlands number 3, right?
Okay.
2010, Eagles need this game late in the season. They're down 21 points, 8 minutes left. They mount an epic comeback with 8 minutes left. Reel off 3 touchdowns, get the ball back with seconds left. Deshaun Jackson's amazing punt return with no time left. Amazing comeback. In fact, here's a game ball from that game. Brent Selleck's game ball from the Miracle of the Meadowlands Part 3.
I didn't know you were bringing visual aids. That's kind of BS.
So, and I have another game ball from that game too. Maybe I'll show another time. But yeah, so that's they give these to they probably gave one to every player. But Brent Selleck scored one of the touchdowns in the last 8 minutes, a long 60-yard touchdown, which is not super common for tight ends.
Yeah.
But Yeah, huge comeback, big game, late season win, and the
Not
fact
on
that
my
they won it.
list, but I have a feeling maybe all of yours will be Philadelphia related in
I mean,
some frame. I know that you
cannot
have a
believe that was
couple.
not on your. Cannot believe that was not on your list.
No, it wasn't on my list.
All right, hold on, let me type my thing in here. All right,
This is,
but yeah,
I think, I have a feeling we may not, I mean, the first one we overlapped, but I'm not sure we're going to be overlapping a whole lot on ours.
come on, Dan. Yeah, Dan. Interesting you say that because they back in the day, I have a lot of vintage game balls like from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. They would always paint them. Now they got a little lazy with it. They just put like decals on top. But yeah.
Mike, no, he hasn't. He's,
Has Keith ever seen a game that the Eagles weren't in? I have. I mean, I'm less interested.
this is
I'll say
coming
that.
from a person that listens. He thinks it's fun to listen to retro calls of games. Like, isn't there like a station that you?
Oh yeah.
Don't look at me like I'm crazy for saying this. Nobody else in the world listens to like old school like game calls from the.
I bet they do. Yeah, I've often done that. I've done that on my whatnot shows.
I know.
I did Eagles hat shows, and I would play like Merrill Reese highlights throughout the show. That's a big hit. And by the way, I have a little Eagles. Not necessarily. I'll save it for the YouTube spotlight. A little Eagles connection that's happening. I'll tell you later on. A little teaser for the chat.
Your teaser thoroughly confused me, just so you know.
Well, that's difficult to do. We'll say that.
Sale of the week.
All right. In this segment, we show each other our sales of the week, guess the selling prices. We want to get within 10% to win. Want the chat to guess along. Third item overall is for the giveaway. 2 vintage packs from me and a chance at the $50 cumulative gift card, which will to one of our eBay stores that we'll go over prior to the third item. And this is what, week 6 or 5?
I think it's 5. I only have 4 people on my list, so hopefully it's.
Well, the one has 2 wins, so you have them as 2.
No,
Okay.
don't.
So I'll look for the private comments. I'll tell you the breakdown.
Gotcha.
In fact, I don't even know where the private. Oh, there it is, private chat.
He's so secretive.
Well, I don't want to ruin the suspense.
Gotcha.
Suspense is everything. You see? Do you see the private chat?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't realize. Okay, I didn't realize that was the case. But go ahead.
Last week.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my first item here. Let's bring that up. I didn't choose my dollar selling prices that were the highest. I chose like more interesting items.
Okay. Are you trying to throw me off here?
No.
Sweet Corporal cigarettes. Oh, who's that? I don't know Jennings.
You don't know Jennings, Hall of Famer.
I don't know.
Sweet Caporal. He was the first base coach. Sometimes you'll see cards with him like at first base, like clapping, going "Ee-ah, ee-ah" was his saying, his catchphrase. That's Huggy or Huey Jennings. I've heard it pronounced both ways. I'm sure someone in the chat, Mark or Mike, can tell me if it's Huey or Huggy. But Huey Jennings, which was the Tigers like manager. But let me pull up Ee-ah.
Okay. That looks like real life has tapped into his AI potentially, or just maybe good at coming up with names, alliterations. Huey. That's what Mark said. Yeah.
Here's a button of Kogan's hiking shoes, and that's Huey Jenkins. Huey, I keep messing the game all up now. Huey Jennings, like that's him doing his little famous first base dance as a first base coach. He was a manager, but all right. So this is a Domino disc, 1909 PX7. It's like the card designation for it. Domino disc, Sweet Caporal tobacco coin. It's a coin, but card in the sense.
Was it like found in the in the tobacco, or was it like on the outside? Or?
No, it'd be in the package. It'd be in the packaging. So they also made sweet caporal pins. These are the domino discs, a little tougher than the sweet caporal pins.
All right.
Did you hear both too, Mike? Yeah. I mean, Huey makes sense. I've heard it both ways, but
yeah. Well, maybe if you're better friends, you'd call him Huggy.
Huggy, yeah, you give him a nice hug.
All right. Hawkeye coming at $79.99.
Yep. First guess. Homer's Zone. Power Homers.
Yeah, I was trying to think. What else could we? Homer's is, I don't know. Maybe there's something else we can work on that.
So we got some guys. Sarah sells malls in the house. Hey, Sarah.
Hey, Sarah.
But I want to thank the members to the channel. Sarah's a new member of the channel.
Yeah.
Mark Hoyle, Soda City Flips. Let me pull up my
75, 70 from Dan, 105 from Mark.
Davey Grubb, Cap Fantasy, Kevin Glue. So we got Mark Hoyle 105.99, Sarah 65, Hawkeye Mike at 79.99, Dan at 70, Sean at 75.
All right. I have no idea what this thing could be worth.
Josh Winter in the house. Winter Antiques, $58 for
Welcome.
Josh.
Hey, Collector's Stream.
Hey, Orlando.
Damn, I was going to say that. I'm starting to get the people's names.
Oh, all right.
45. Okay. Everybody's kind of in the same spot. I'm going to go with $84.99.
$84.99.
It's a decent number.
Right.
Everybody.
That's a good number.
Yeah.
All right, let me find. Let Annie know how he did.
I'm a little worried.
To the top rope with Shane McMahon out of the ladder.
I think it's because you said it was lower. So, oh, okay. A little higher than Mark. I knew it should have been closer to Mark. Mark's right on the money.
Hey, what was Mark at? Let me get back to the comments.
105.
Oh, yeah. Mark nailed it.
Okay. So on to me. So this is a cool pennant, I think. Just from the kind of the colorfulness of it and how much animals, like it's just a really cool looking pennant. It's one of the cooler, kind of more artistic / colorful pennants I think I've sold in a while.
I'll say this. I feel like zoo pennants are like, they generally don't do well. I mean, I think they produce a lot of them. I'm not saying.
Yeah. I got
just talking it through.
Talking through it.
But this one maybe is a little older. I can't really tell the age of it. Do you know how? It's.
I don't think it's that old. It's probably. I would have guessed the 70s, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know how long the Brevard Zoo's been around.
Is that California?
It is.
Florida. Okay. I'm a big toucan fan. I just talked at work the other day about I like to own a toucan.
Oh, Sarah, I don't know. That's good. I didn't do that. I should have checked.
Oh, wow.
That's an interesting idea, though.
Yeah, that's cool. I'll do that for some pennants. Yeah. I've used a blacklight on a lot of different aspects of sports
Phil,
memorabilia.
welcome back.
Phil Five Dime, how's it going, Phil Five Dime?
House? Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Good color. I love a toucan. I was told they're illegal to own, though. I thought it'd be cool to have a pet toucan.
I don't feel like you want to. I mean, they have giant beaks, right? It's just gonna. You already have beak. You already have like cats like licking your head and stuff. And can you imagine a toucan like snapping at your ears and nose every 5 minutes?
Well, you never explained the licking the head. I mean, what are you talking about? My one cat is like infatuated. If I'm like. It happened this afternoon. I was laying on the couch editing, and I feel like something in my head. She's licking my hair. She grooms me. I'm like a litter mate.
Yeah.
That's probably what's wrong with my male pattern issues back there, right? It's probably not that there's anything wrong with that.
Maybe she wouldn't think you're a litter mate if you stopped pooping in her litter box. Here's a. I will not agree or deny that. I'm just kidding. I do deny that.
So, okay,
Listen.
good color.
Listen, sometimes you don't want to walk all the way to the bathroom, right?
It would be a longer walk to the litter box. I'll say that. So,
Oh yeah, no. I had a cockatiel, I think, growing up. Those things are kind of annoying, but any of those like parrots and like African gray and stuff, those are thousands of dollars, honestly.
African grays aren't super expensive, but the hyacinth macaw, they're
Yeah,
multiple $1,000s.
yeah. Well, I mean, maybe the African grays were probably $1,500. They were very expensive. At
yeah,
first.
yeah. But I mean, I think some hyacinths are like 20 grand. That's ridiculous.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Those
Those are the ones that have like they're really colorful, like blue and red ones. You're talking about?
No, they're blue and yellow. Blue and red would be like a green cheek macaw, or that's a macaw, but
yeah, they're all part of the macaw family. Yeah,
yeah.
77. Okay, well, I will. Oh, you didn't guess, Keith. What did you want to guess?
No, I didn't guess. Yeah. Slow your roll, bro. Slow your roll.
I'm
going to go. I think the chats are pretty. The guesses are pretty right on. I'm going to go $32 on this zoo pennant. We had Hawkeye Mike at $24.99, Phil 5 Dime $33.99, Mark Quill $35.99, Orlando at $50, Winter Antiques at $37, Sean at $29.99, Sarah Sells Smalls at $60, Dan at $45, Harry Humstone's in the house at $77. All right.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
Not true. Ooh.
So yeah, I mean, I just really kind of highlighted this pennant because I thought it looked cool. It didn't sell for a whole lot. And these, to your point, the zoo pennants, I think there's so many of them that people are just not interested. This one, I will say, is, I mean, we have a ton of zoo pennants that aren't like anything to write home about. They kind of look. A lot of the zoo pennants have like horribly drawn animals.
It's like a gray pennant with a tiger on it.
Yeah, it's like, is this an elephant or a rhino? Like you can't tell the difference between half of them. But this one I thought was actually kind of cool. But yeah, unfortunately didn't sell for big bucks.
Oh, that's terrible. Terrible, Sarah. Did you rate that any? Flew into a open boiling deep. Oof.
Are you kidding me? That's crazy.
I mean, I'll say Andy. When
I grew up, I sold a parrot to Keith, and he
did you?
Petey. Remember Petey? Petey.
I love Petey. It's a pretty bird.
Alafino. Yeah, there you go.
Did you?
Mike was right on it.
Me and Andy both worked at FW Woolworths in the pet department, and I think I accidentally let many a parakeet loose. When I was because they're hard to get out of that parakeet enclosure. And Andy also had many issues with fish.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't my fault. Nobody ever told me how to do any of it. So
he wiped out like a major, it was like a pandemic of fish in that Woolworths under Andy's care, but we got past it.
Yeah. Well, do you have to bring up some of your bad times at Woolworths, Keith?
No, I don't even know what you're talking about.
So well, then maybe we should stop.
Yeah.
Yes. Not my fault, but they just told me to I didn't do anything wrong. They were like, refill all the water, all the things with water, tap water. There's no didn't tell me I needed to put like water. There wasn't that many fish that died. I think it was like a few.
I thought it was you shut all the power off. Wasn't that the issue?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, it was a water situation. But okay.
Okay, there was only probably 50 or so. Okay, back to the. Okay, Andy, so this is our sales of the week, our special sales of the week giveaway item. So let's are you ready to go, Andy, with this?
I am. Hopefully we'll see if you are.
Well, I'm not. Let me get ready.
A few soon. I know, Dan. They were probably better off. Woolworths fish were not exactly the cream of the crop. They didn't come in very healthy, put it that way. They were most of the people, I think, anytime I helped them, would bring back their dead fish and be like they were dead. maybe it's me. I don't know. Maybe it's like a serial fish killer, like one of the most prolific serial fish killers of all time.
On,
you ever hear those people that are like nurses or something that work in hospitals and they like murder people? There's a couple of people have done that.
I've heard of them.
Fish talk, like little guppies and stuff talk, like say my name. Remember me.
Okay. All right, I'm ready now. Let me get to the.
Okay, great. Might have to fill that dead air with something.
Yeah, you were rambling on pretty good there. Good job.
Yeah. Well, I'm here for that. All right, so we have, after week 5, we have a clear-cut first place person. That would be Soda City Rips riding Hussein Colt with 2 wins, a.k.a. the Brazilian Nightmare. In second place, we have, also, this is a 3-way tie, we have Schmidt Auctions riding Corn Fuchsius. In third place, we have the long shot of all long shots, real life perspective Joe riding Y2K. That scares me every time. And then a new person to the mix, which has gotten me now several times saying his horse's name, Bagel Man riding my face.
It's terrible.
It's horrible. Crowd goes wild, yeah. I do like Bagel Man. I don't like when he rides my face, though.
I don't know why that bagel is like half bagel, half soft pretzel.
Well, yeah, it's true.
All right,
I would.
there
Yeah.
we go. I like pretzels. I like pretzels too. All right, so that's
he does. Y2K.
we actually gave him. I think it even says Garbage Pail Kid on his thing,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
That was your plan for that one.
Yeah, because he's a GPK fan, so he even has Garbage Pail Kid's T-shirt on.
And this horse has pimples, all types of fun stuff on that.
Yeah. Yep.
Pretzel bagel. Ooh, it's a good call.
Yep. Absolutely.
Maybe we should do favorite bagels as our next draft. Maybe the bagel schmear combination.
Yeah. All right. I mean,
I'm not saying we should do that. It's just out of the blue.
maybe not the schmear, but the
It's better than your bug.
best
draft,
breakfast foods is not bad though.
Okay. Yeah.
I actually had breakfast for dinner tonight, Andy. And tell me in the chat, who's a Scrapple fan in the chat? Any Scrapple fans? I had
lips and a-holes.
yeah, I had lips, a-holes, and I just dropped. And pancake and hash browns. It was a
Did you order it or did
no, Mrs. Flips.
Miss Flips
Mrs.
made
Flips
it?
made that up for me. Yeah.
It must be a nightmare. Could I have breakfast for dinner?
No, I didn't come
That
up
was
with the idea.
design? That was the whole design?
Yeah, it was her decision.
Wow. Yeah.
All right.
It's just like salty gray meat. It's basically what it is. Scrapple.
Never had Scrapple, Dan? You got to have Scrapple, man. Dan, when you start the Dave and Dan Do America food tour, you and Dave, you can come stay at my house. We'll hang out at the pool, and we'll take you on some Philly, take a little Philly cheesesteak place, a little Scrapple. Yeah, we'll do it up. Maybe 8H Dave and Dan are going to start a food travel channel.
Food blog? Yeah. I wouldn't start with Scrapple. I don't think that's going to be. I mean, that's
no,
fine.
Scrapple's good for you.
It's good for you.
I do have a poll, Dan. Yeah.
He's got a fun slide.
Water slide. What's up, Mike? Mike in the house, flipping from the trailer. Yeah, I will say this. This is embarrassing. I don't have a photo of this, but I'm traveling soon, and I don't want to get like an ear infection when I'm on a plane. Right? That's like my worst nightmare. So I was going down the water slide on 4th of July with like one of those nose pinchers and earplugs.
You're like an 80-year-old woman going down the slide.
Yeah.
I don't like when the water goes up my nose.
I don't. I mean, I normally don't care about it, especially when you're on a plane, right?
Mike, it's I would say it kind of comes from the same place, but Spam's pink and Scrapple is gray, I would say, is the closest thing. It's about the only
maybe more sausage like than
yeah. I could say it looks like a brick of sausage, maybe.
Yeah.
But it's got a different flavor.
It's like crispy and soft crispy outside, soft in the inside. It's I don't know. I'm not sure how to describe it.
It's greasy and yeah, it's good.
Delicious. All right, here's the item for the giveaway. And you see, I got this on here.
I see what you got there too.
Yeah, that's what we got here. That's for the sale of the week here.
Is that Spam is more ham, so Scrapple's more internal organs? Really? It's like the snout, the like all types of the innards.
There's probably some like the good meat in there too. Mix it
that
up.
fall that accidentally gets in falls
Yeah.
in.
Harry's
All
in.
right, so what is this one called? Is this like the bloodline hat or something? Is that or like the
No, we've had this hat before.
I don't know.
It's a starter brand. First
Okay.
off, starter brand Shockwave.
Shock.
Starter Shockwave. Interesting thing with these hats is these hats are always strapbacks, not snapbacks. They have a Velcro snap because just the time period they came out. They're right around late 90s. So usually people don't like a strapback, but this is one of an exception.
Cool.
The Harry's in at 171. Hawkeye Mike's at 139.99. Dan in Demand is 129.99. And I'll say this about this hat and this style hat I sold many times before. Nothing brings out the annoying trolls than this style hat. Like the low ballers and let me read some of the messages I've got.
Oh,
like
geez.
they're not terrible. They're super annoying.
I like your number, Sarah. Right? That's a confusing number. 156.92.
Let's see. Like this one guy sends me there's like 5 messages over the course of 5 days. $90 immediate purchase. Well, I shouldn't have even said that. Yeah, I should have said that. I should have said that.
Okay.
Should have said that. Should have said that.
Should have said that. Well,
Anyway,
anybody that's under $90 can probably rebid if you want. You have time, since we gave a little bit of a low end, right? That's maybe the low end. I don't think not too many people were going under that anyway. So
No. I am wearing the Eagle Shockwave, Dan. I wouldn't take anything I said as a indication of the number.
Yeah,
I'll say that because that one person has annoyed me many times. I actually blocked him.
you wouldn't, even if he was right on the money, you wouldn't have taken it. If he was a penny
actually,
off.
I blocked, and my last message back to him was, maybe this is not even nice to say, but I wrote,
I'm sure it's not.
Take a hike, dude, is my last message.
Take a hike, dude.
It's not too bad. It's just so, I mean, all right. So we had,
we sometimes you can get hints out and stuff. It's not everybody got the same hint. If you want to read,
okay, Mike, 139.99. Dan at 129. Winter Antiques 139. 156.92. 119.99 for Winter Antiques.
Dan is on fire tonight. Dan is killing it.
Phil 5 Dimes 89.99.
He's dropping like little funny bombs all over the place.
Phil 5 Dime changed it up. I will say the reason I blocked the guy is not because of the offers, is because like the one time I accepted his offer, it's always ends with immediate purchase, right? And the one time I accepted his offer, I'm like, I changed the price for you. He's like, oh, I can't pay for like 4 days. I'm like, what the hell does immediate purchase then mean, buddy? And they're like, well, you're gone. And then he's bought another hat for me later. And then, so anyway, there we go.
I'm going to go, okay, Mark's in at 150 essentially. I'm going to go, Sarah's in at 150. I'm going to go 159.99 is my guess. I don't know if anybody else did that. 139, yeah.
Okay, 139.99.
I said 159, but okay. Yeah.
150. Okay. All right.
You sound like a fool. No, my opinion's the only one that counts. You sound like a fool.
All right. There we go.
I love that. Yeah, I've had people like that too. Oh, wow. Okay. Well,
So, yeah,
I guess we're
that's why I said it wasn't that super low of an offer. It's just the guy's annoyment. I had like 5 different people sending me offers. So 110. I don't know where we're at on that.
Winter is at 119. Anybody close?
Might be Winter Antiques. Let's see.
I think it is. Yeah.
Looks like it's right. Yep. Winter Antiques, Josh. Right. Yeah. Congrats, man. You're the winner of the. So you're gonna get 2 packs from me, either vintage sport or non-sport. Just let me know which you prefer, and you get to
Most
name your
importantly.
horse. Yeah, most importantly, you get to name your horse.
This is Keith's favorite time of the show. You can.
Yes. Yeah. So think of that.
But yeah, it's funny. We should have like a segment one time of like the most annoying customers you've had. I don't know if you want to say that, but like, that they said,
Oh,
like
I'm not
Sarah,
afraid of it. Yeah.
Sarah said that somebody should take an offer because of the recession. It's funny because people talk to me about that too. It's like, well, you've had them up for, for a long time or something like that. Just take my offer, I'm not going to go any lower or something crap like that. And I'm like, I don't really care. Like, this is not money that I'm like living on. So
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't care if it doesn't sell ever.
So this guy wrote $70 immediate purchase. Then 2 days later, $80 immediate purchase. Then the same day, $90 immediate purchase. 2 days later, $95 immediate purchase. A day later, $100 immediate purchase. Then a couple days later, dropped down to $90 immediate purchase. Just when I said take a hike, dude. But then I had other people like where I had to get rid of.
Yeah.
What the hell was this? I don't have to read this one, but where was this guy?
Oh, good question. Dan wants to know if the Eagle Shockwave is worth more than the Dolphin.
Yeah, anything Eagles is better, Dan. Yeah, I would say the only team's going to be better than this one would be, I'd say probably Raiders. Nah. I mean, the Lions hats are good. You don't see them as much, but they're pretty good.
Cool.
But,
all right, back to it.
Back to it. Do we get a horse name or is he?
Oh, not yet.
Okay, all right.
I don't think. Yeah, Winter. When you have a second, think of a horse name for you, for your steed. Don't get
Bears. Bears not bad. Dan, I got a plethora of bear stuff in my house now that I was pricing for the National. I got like 20 Bears pieces I'm bringing, clothing.
Very good. All right,
really?
What you got?
All right, let's see. Oh, we're back to the draft, you mean?
Yeah.
All right, let me share this. Let me look at my list real fast. All right. I think the classic one. Wow, do I want to go there?
Wow.
I think the classic one that I remember. Let me look at year this is real fast. What year? I hold on 1 second. Okay, I got it.
All right.
So I'm going to go with the 1993 NFL playoffs. Houston Oilers, Buffalo Bills. Yeah. Oilers were up 35-3, and Frank Reich came in and led an epic comeback. Who would go on to help lead the Eagles to their first Super Bowl. Frank Reich,
Maryland Terrapin too.
Is he? I don't hold that against him.
Boomer Esiason and Frank Reich. Yeah.
The epic comeback. Overcoming a 35-3, which happens in the NFL games on a rare occasion, but playoff game makes it all the more special.
Yeah,
so.
That was good. I want to say that was at one point it was like the largest comeback, right? I don't know if it still is, but I know it was definitely the biggest one by a lot.
Thanks, Sarah. Yeah, that's I used AI to make that song, and it's that story's gone pretty well. I have a little bit about that. I was going to talk about that during the YouTuber spotlight.
By the way, Winter would like Pegasus.
All right. Pegasus.
A true,
that is not taken.
A true kind of mythological. One of the best horse. Was that no horse draft? I think it probably was, right?
Might have been, yeah.
It's what happens when you do like 150 shows. You have a horse draft and
what is the? What is it? What do you mean? It was what a brag? I'm trying to think. What was the?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay, I don't know either. It's probably something you said.
Oh, I don't brag.
You're up, Andy.
All right. I'm going to go. All right, I'm going to go with a kind of a single-handed one. You have some teams, you have some players. This is going to be. I'm going to go with Tracy McGrady. where he scored 13 points in 33 seconds to come back. It wasn't a huge game or anything. I think it was comes back to win. I think it was 81-80 was the final score. But just like for 13 seconds, or for 33 seconds, 13 points. He was just like basically on fire. They couldn't. I mean, they're running at him. He's just chucking it up and hitting everything. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
as far as like a singular person, that's one of the
especially towards like seconds left. You know, the final minutes of the game kind of time frame. And we've all had, at least I've had those kind of moments where you feel like anything you do is you can't miss, right?
Yeah, sure.
Tracy McGrady, was it 13 points?
13 points in 33 seconds. Yeah, let's see. I'm trying to think.
In a meaningless game. Can I put in a meaningless game? Can I put that in there?
Don't put that in there. Stop it.
All right, so that's what we have so far. A Miracle in the Meadowlands Part 3, Buffalo Bills overcoming the 35.
That's what he has to do to try to win, but pathetic. It's all right.
I'll take it out. All right. So next segment. Where is this segment? Man, the segments got all mixed up here, Andy.
I don't know.
What are you wearing?
Pastime Picks. Drip.
I wasn't planning on doing that segment, but I was the only one I could find at that moment.
Okay.
So this is what we're wearing, right? I mean, Sean has adopted this for his Friday Night Lives too.
There you go.
Imitation is the best form of flattery, Andy.
I know.
Oh wow, Sarah.
Sarah,
so nice of you, Sarah. Very nice of you, Sarah. Let's get this on the board. Let's get a little. This is actually how Andy sings as well.
Glenn Miller played
Songs that made the hit parade.
guys like us, we had it made. Those were the days.
Beautiful voice, Andy.
Thank you. I tried. It's been years.
Yeah.
Since I've sang like that, but maybe I'll
try it.
Do a live one.
Try it.
Songs that made the parade.
He nailed it.
I know.
Nailed it.
Those were the days. You need to do one now.
I can't do it. I can't do that.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. Well, yeah. Thank you. That's very nice. So we to me again. No, we're
doing a drip.
Are you dripping?
I'm dripping all over the place over here.
That's gross.
So obviously we already covered the starter Shockwave, right? But Andy, the best band of the '90s, one of the best bands of all time. With a little.
Oh, you know what? That's funny. Speaking of that, did you know? I don't know if I'm the bearer of good news for you, but did you know that the Lemonheads are coming out with a new album?
Oh no, really?
Yeah, I just heard that. So you
definitely
take a look at that. All right, so I'm going with my little M22, which is
by the way, Crash Test Dummies, guys. That's in case you couldn't see in the picture. What's their famous song, Randy?
There you go. Sarah knows.
Yeah,
the song that is so annoying to say. What song are you listening to?
Once there was this boy who. See,
I think I was listening to Howard Stern, and he was talking about how good that song was. And he's like, but they never had anything else after that. And he started like ragging on the rest of their stuff.
Oh, no. You ever hear Superman by them?
I know.
That was a previous album.
That was the song he played, and he thought it was horrible. It was funny.
Oh, Superman?
I didn't mind it. Yeah. So I'm wearing M22 hat, which is the Michigan thing. It's that's the name of a Michigan sportswear company, kind of, actually, which I got a lot of stuff from. And this is the first time on the show I'm rocking the I Smoke That. Complete with
we like that. Trumpet Master, we like that.
I know. I kind of wore it I was thinking about that. Real life, I figured. It's got the head. Oops. The head. So.
I don't know, Sarah. I don't know. I'll keep an eye out for another one, but that's a PC. I have a collection of like 60 Eagles hats. And this is in the one of the rotations of the ones that I wear. Yeah. I actually started to release some of them to the shop. Some of the ones from the collection that I don't really wear. But maybe someday I'll release it.
There you go, real life. This is if you ever want to do something for his birthday. Get the I'd Smoke That. Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, for trumpet. Yeah.
A bit of a drinking malfunction here. I dropped it on the floor and it apparently did not do very well.
Oh, suds up on you.
Yeah.
All right, back to the draft. I'll get rid of the meaningless game part there.
Yes, thank you. I remembered your great advice. Keith does not have great advice, so it must have been an accident that he said something to help. All right.
I don't know. I'm not sure what the advice was.
So you know me, and I like to.
Oh, off the dome. Off the dome was the advice. That's what she's talking about, I think. Yeah.
Oh,
'Cause I told her the. That's what I've tried many times. No, yeah. If you're out at the flea market, and I've tried many times to buy a hat that somebody was wearing, or a coat that somebody was wearing, unsuccessfully every time. Although I've bought T-shirts off of guys' backs on like stream, like Mojo Dojo. I bought one of his shirts he was wearing. Tucker Upper. Yeah.
Nice.
So
I've watched a couple shows. Like I feel like videos that have popped up on my YouTube feed of people like going to like sneaker shows and stuff like that. And there's a lot of people that will buy shoes off the people's feet, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
Some of them are wearing like thousands of dollar shoes, which is insane.
yeah.
But all right, I'm going to go with something. I'm sure this is not on your list, but I just think this is a great pick. It's also, I like to mix up my picks. I don't like them all centered. I don't like all football or all basketball, anything in baseball, all that. So I'm going to go with my only boxing one that's on my list, and I'm going to go with the George Foreman versus Michael Moore. Do you remember that from back then?
So I know the boxers.
Yeah. Michael Moore was like probably mid-20s, I would think. He's really not an up-and-comer. He was kind of like an established, like kind of really, really good boxer. May have been a champion at the time too. And was fighting George Foreman and was kind of like beating him up like over, like constantly. Like he was just kind of beating him up for probably.
Is this like a rope-a-dope kind of deal?
It was sort of a rope-a-dope, but I mean, it's funny because there's literally like a show about this, like a 30 for 30 about it. Talking to it, like Michael Moore still is like not over what happened. But he was saying he was beating him up like for so long, and Foreman was just kind of like gently like knocking him away and stuff. And then would every time, like every once in a while, but he was really getting his ass kicked. But like in 6th round, he started like doing a little more and stuff. And then I want to say it was like 8th or 9th round or something. Then he kind of came in and was just doing this stuff, and then just like drilled him and just took him out. And it was like, and at that time he was, I want to say late 40s. So like, just an absolute legend for doing that too. But you should take the time just to sort of see the kind of interview that they do to both of them. Because Michael Moore's like, he was not doing that. He didn't mean to do that or anything. He was so bitter because he just got laid out admittedly, George Foreman is a kind of a superhuman person.
Mike says Moore was 35-0 at the time.
Yeah, he's insane. I think he was like WBC champion or something. I think it was for a belt, if I'm not mistaken. In fact, maybe multiple belts, honestly. But yeah, it was just and such an interesting way. I mean, whether or not like Foreman was actually hurt or like in trouble at any point is maybe not, but he was certainly losing the fight badly. And then with one punch, basically took him out, which is second shot type of thing.
That's the thing with boxing; it just takes one shot, right? The right spot, the right. Can never be too careful.
Well, especially with like a powerful guy like Foreman. And they always say, like in boxing, like the last thing to go is the power. Like the speed's the first to go, stuff like that. And so, if he hit you at 50, if he hit you at 60 or 70, he probably still would knock a lot of people out. So yeah, it was cool. Check that out at some point.
Yeah. All right. So, all right. So
I'm assuming not on your list though.
It was not on my list. No, I didn't have any boxing on my list. I'm sticking with the theme of our Wednesday night shows. I'm going to go to the ice though. Taking it to the ice. 2010. I remember this. Let's see. This is 2010. So my son was like a baby at the time, and I remember holding him and watching the final game of this. I'll tell you. So Flyers in the playoffs. And I always have a little guilt about this. this is weird that I even said that, but the Flyers were like the last team into the playoffs, and they had to win their last game, and they kept because they were still playing. They were playing they were not putting the Phillies on the air, so you couldn't watch the Phillies games, and the Phillies were heading to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So they were only putting the Flyers on. Now it's available anywhere. So it was almost like, in my mind, I was like rooting against the Flyers to get into the playoffs because I knew they weren't going to put the Phillies on. So I always feel a little guilty about that. They won in a shootout getting into the playoffs. But anyway, they're playing the Boston Bruins, and they're down 3-0 in the series. I mean, 3-0 in a hockey series, you're done.
Pretty much.
And they storm back, win game 5, win game 4, win game 5, win game 6, get to game 7. Bruins come out on a tear. They go down 3-0 in the game. Bruins are up 3-0. Flyers storm back again, win that game, win the series, coming back 3-0 in the series, 3-0 in the game. Just an amazing comeback. Going to the Flyers in that one.
Figured this sounds like this is a very Philly-based draft for you.
Is that on your list?
It was on my list. More so just to mess with you, but yeah, it was on my list. Yeah.
I remember holding my son in game 7, saying this is special, but he was probably just,
You're like holding him up the screen. Watch this.
Yeah, he could care less.
Yeah.
That was probably the last Flyers game he's watched, to be honest. And he wasn't even watching.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm sure Mark saw the other side of it. Yeah, Mark is a Boston fan. But that's the great thing about sports, right? I mean, you never know whatever the sport you never know what's going to happen in a comeback or in a game.
Yeah.
Like the Phillies lost yesterday in a walk-off inside the park home run.
That's
like
crazy.
When will you ever see that? Right?
Yeah.
Those kind of bizarre things you never know what could happen.
Yeah, it was funny. There was a Tigers game that they were kind of not losing, but they just could not score at all. And I think it was tied 1-1 or 2-2, and they went to extra innings. And they scored like 5 or 6 runs in the 10th inning. It's like, where the heck did this come from? It's just totally random.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. All right.
Oh, next year they swept them.
Yeah.
We won't talk about that one.
Well, the Flyers really, that was a painful Stanley Cup Finals too when they lost the final game. I think it was game 6 when the Blackhawks scored a goal. I'm sure Dan remembers it, but it went they kept playing because it didn't look like it went in, but then they reviewed it after minutes later and they said it was a goal.
That's
sort of like an anticlimactic way to win or lose, I feel like.
Although I wouldn't hate it if it happened for me. I would still take the win.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you got?
I'm looking for everything got rearranged here.
Are we going to do? Are we?
Find of the week.
I thought you were going to drippity drip us again.
No, I got it. So find of the week.
Yeah.
Actually,
it's a good one by.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I like it. My find of the week was actually that Huey Jennings coin I bought at the flea market last Thursday. So it was a quick sale, but also bought this one. I'm not sure if he's going to show up.
Yeah, a little bit. It's a little hard to tell.
Let me see something. Let me try this.
Do I have a find of the week? I got to see if I have one. I'm not sure I do. You popping it up?
Yeah, hold on. There he is. See him?
Very
You know who that
cool.
guy is, Andy?
I can't read it. Rayner? Is it Baker?
Baker. You know
Oh,
his
that's not-
nickname?
Bubba.
Bubba. No, Home Run Baker. Hall of Famer Home Run Baker. Philadelphia Athletics. Frank Baker. All right, so I picked up those two at a flea market. Pretty good deal on them. They'll be up in an upcoming video. Partial trade that I traded the guy 500 photos of landscapes in the deal to get those. And I got very little for that. I was just trying to get rid of them.
Yeah. There you
But,
go.
yeah. All right, there we got it. You got anything
All
on
right.
your end?
No, nothing really. Waiting on a few things. We'll see.
All right.
What do you got? Is it your turn? Your turn, right?
It is mine.
Yeah.
All right. Let's Let me recap that. Recap our list for a second, Andy.
All right. So Keith took the what? You didn't take the Miracle of the Metal. Oh, the Miracle of the Meadowlands. Yeah, part 3. Okay. I was thinking the Miracle on Ice, but I was thinking a different one. That's not really a comeback as much, but
Yeah,
Miracle
I saw it on list, but that was
a little bit
terrible. It's terrible. An
Miracle
upset, not a comeback.
Yeah. Miracle of the Meadowlands part 3. Then I said no, I'm sorry. I went first, right? Red Sox coming back from 03 to break the curse of Bambino. Should probably put that in there since you have a nice like a full on book in yours. Then Keith went with Buffalo Bills overcoming the 35-3 in the 93 playoffs. I said Tracy McGrady, 13 points in 33 seconds. Keith's full on novel about the Flyers. And then I had George Foreman and Michael Moore. It's Michael Moorer, I think. Too.
I thought it was.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. Oh, what the hell just happened? Let me remove that and I'll fix it off camera.
Okay. So it is your turn, though.
Okay.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I really don't. I don't know how to fix that. Hold on a second. There we go. I got it. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go. I was rooting against this pretty hard, but I'm doing this for Mark. Doing this for Mark because obviously I'm rubbing his face in that 3-0 comeback for the.
Or you're trying to win his votes back. Is that what you're trying?
Yeah, but I'm gonna go. It was 2016 Super Bowl, so it was at 51. Super Bowl 51, the New England Patriots epic comeback on the Falcons to win that Super Bowl. I mean, more of a choke job from the Falcons, right?
Down 28-3, I think.
28-3. And I'll say this: the next season, Super Bowl 52, I was in the bathroom in Minneapolis.
You love the bathroom, don't you?
It's all about the bathrooms. This podcast has been about half about the bathroom. Yeah. But I was at the urinal, face to face with a Patriots fan, like arguing with each other. And he's like, "We came back last year. We're doing it again this year." I'm like, "Not this year." We're like in each other's face, like an umpire and a manager. It got heated.
Yeah.
We kept our bodies facing forward though. Right? So
it didn't turn into a sword fight.
No, it didn't. But yeah, that was a heated bathroom. There was a lot of arguing back and forth. Not just me and that dude, but everyone in that bathroom.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. This is all right. In our houses.
Yeah.
So true. Okay, let's see here. I am gonna go. Where do I want to go? Running out of good stuff. All right, I'm gonna go back to baseball. I'm gonna go with a Chicago team. I don't know, Dan, if you're here, if you're a fan, and if you're a fan of the Cubs. But I'm going to go with the Cubs when they come back from a 3-1 hole to win their first World Series in 108 years. Like that's kind of
he's a Cubs fan.
There you go. So I got two epic like breaking of a curse, and I got 108 years in between championships. That's two big ones right there. So Cubs
that's a tough one because both of those franchises like. They could have used the win, right? Like the Indians are like a losing franchise for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Not as long as the Cubs in that regard of like,
historical.
Historically. But I felt for Cleveland at that time, but you're up 3-1 and the city had like
basically thought they won.
Yeah.
Well, they thought, 3-1 hole, it's not guaranteed. Obviously it's happened before, but, you kind of just felt like it was destined to happen, right? Like they were not going to break the record. And part of me was like, like it's kind of cool to have that record kind of be in place for that long and then fight for it again. But
especially with the whole Bartman fiasco, like not super long before that.
With Moises Alou, right? I think that's the guy.
Speaking of the bathrooms, he'd like to pee on his hands, right?
I don't know that one. I didn't know
What?
that.
You didn't know about that? Yeah,
No.
he would pee on his hands for like grip on the bat. That's
Where
what
are
he
we
used,
doing
like-
that? Just in the dugout?
I don't know. I mean, Mark could tell us. I bet Mark probably knows about it.
Interesting. I never knew that.
Yeah. Yeah. See, Dan knows.
You're full. There you go, Dan. I got one. I got a Cubs in there for you, since Keith is going after Mark's vote.
India over, come back from 3-1 deficit in World Series.
He's not an animal. You never know, man. But the dugout's a place where, back in the day, I feel like it was a little bit more wild than it is today. I don't think there was many cameras in the dugout. So, all
Or
right,
just
you're up.
peed in a bottle and kept it in the dugout, right?
Yeah. Oh, it's lemon lime Gatorade. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. That's my, I'm not going to go any further with it, but I like to
You like to pee in bottles?
have,
He does. Not you have. That is probably a top 5 thing of things you like to do.
no, that's not true.
Yeah, you love to do it. You love to pee in a bottle, like when you're out, like in your car, right? When you're
Not my car, my van.
Yeah.
My van, because a van is sort of situated for that. A car is difficult. A van, I get the whole van to work with. Why are we talking about this on live on YouTube,
Well, you're
Andy?
the one that brought it up. Loves to pee in a bottle. I don't know why. It's a weird.
Well,
thing.
yeah, picking. There's not bathrooms, right? There's not. I mean, there are porta potties, but I think I would choose a bottle over a porta potty, personally.
The weird thing is he keeps them all too. He saves them all and puts them in it.
No, that's untrue. That's untrue. All right.
So here's your 4th pick.
Is it where we at? No, I had made my 4th pick already. That's the end of
okay,
that
okay.
round. So
Gotcha.
I guess we don't really have oh, I do have another segment. Let me do this. I'm gonna say we can't do the rip since the camera situation, so we'll do this.
YouTube Spotlight!
Saves and dates them.
Yeah. Gotta catalog that stuff for
This one's a good color. This is one of my best vintages. At least you're not one of those guys that some of those guys like drink their not some of those off the grid people. I feel like that do a lot of drinking of their own urine.
never done that.
Yep.
Let's share another picking bathroom story, Andy.
Okay.
Before we get to the YouTuber spotlight.
I would love to hear one.
Yeah. It involves my dad.
Oh, God.
So going back to Brimfield, Massachusetts, right? We're in Brimfield. And my dad's it's all porta potties. There's no like real bathrooms in Brimfield.
It's all important. It's just a sea of porta potties.
Yeah, and it's not a pleasant situation there. But anyway, so he's like, I gotta use a bathroom. I'm like, all right, I'll just shop around.
Don't want to be the last one in the porta potty. That's for sure. On the 3rd day.
Oh no, well these things are people camp there. So it's like these things are getting heavy usage. So anyway, so he's in the restroom, in the porta potty. I'm like, I walk off. I'm shopping in different booths. And like 20 minutes later, I'm like, where the hell's my dad at? I can't find him. Like a half an hour passes. He's nowhere. And I'm getting these calls from a random phone number. I'm like, I'm not answering that number. Who the hell's that? So finally, I got another call from another random number.
Oh my.
And but then I realized it was a Pennsylvania number. It was a guy I knew in the antique world. So I answer it. And it was another antique dealer from my antique shop. And he's like, oh, your dad's here with me. He lost his phone. So he's like, can you come back and meet him? I'm like, all right. Well, he lost his phone in the porta potty.
God.
And he's like, he couldn't get it to work. I'm like, can you fix it for me? I'm not touching that phone. So I never touched it.
I will buy you a new phone.
Yeah. Apparently all he had to do was hit the power button, but I wasn't touching it.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. So true.
Yeah. That's what
But
it's like.
to be honest though, Keith's dad has always been a little off the grid. A little interesting. He's an interesting feller.
It's also what it's like traveling with Andy, though. We're doing anything with Andy too. Similar kind of vein, right?
No. I'm very civilized.
Okay. Well, what was I? Oh yeah, we're talking about the YouTuber spotlight. That was a brief bathroom interlude.
Yeah. Some of your favorite.
Let me share the screen. So I want to talk about a YouTube channel. So here, it's this YouTube channel, the Philly Vintage Flea Show. So this is the YouTube channel of the Philly Vintage Flea, which is a big clothing show in my area that I've vended at, and I'll be vending at in September. I've done a couple videos there, but the guy who runs this show with his partner also runs the clothing shop that I'm curating for, which is Sonny's Vintage. So definitely head over to Philly Vintage Flea Show. Give them a sub. They're at like 576. Their goal is to get to 1,000. They're gonna have a video out of my Eagles collection, which is they did an Instagram reel on it. Andy, let me know if does this have audio if I play it.
I'll let you know.
It's not playing. Why is it not playing?
Is it? Did you take a picture? Oh, okay. I don't hear anything.
Because I have a mute.
Now I
Okay. So that's not my Eagles collection.
Whoa! That's Keith's other side hustle. Dressing up in a lady's clothes. Keith, what is that? What are those little bells?
No, that is a
belt or something. It's beautiful.
That is clothing of Brightside Vintage, another great women's vintage clothing dealer. I've actually sold
another one. So you're one as well?
No, but I sold her a bunch of my grandmother's vintage dresses. She came to the house, and I traded her actually vintage dresses for a free OJ T-shirt. Interesting trade, but
yeah, that's for sure.
But yeah, so she's also a curator in that shop. But yeah, definitely check out. He's probably going to put some my Eagles collection content on his YouTube channel. He's trying to get that channel monetized. But Andy, the reason I teased this earlier on in the week or earlier on the episode, I picked up a couple of I've had them a while, but the rainbow Eagles painters caps are like stadium giveaways back in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And Jason Kelsey was all over Sea Isle and all over the news like 2 weeks ago wearing this same painter's cap. And the sales of those painter caps went through the roof. Right?
Oh, really?
They were like $40. They were selling for $100. Some went up for $180. They were going crazy. So I had a pair of them. I put them in Sonny's Vintage this Sunday. I put them in, and an Eagles player reached out to Dakota, who runs Sonny's Vintage Clothing, and he's holding them for the former Eagles player, Bo Allen. You know Bo Allen?
No.
He's an Eagle member of the Super Bowl winning Super Bowl 52 Eagles championship team. Great, gritty defensive tackle. He's into vintage clothing, so he's picking up a pair of them. He's buddies with Kelsey, so a little closer to the Kelsey, a little closer to the Kelsey connection. Andy,
did you write him a little love note in there?
Not yet, no. But I might potentially meet up with Bo Allen when he stops by the shop. We'll see.
Gotcha.
But there we have it.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, last one. Last pick. What are you doing? Are you looking for it?
Let's pulling it up.
It's me, right? Let me see.
I'm going to make sure I tell them. Look, I shouted out your channel a lot amongst a lot of talk about urine. Right.
Don't mind us the rest of the show. Just there you go.
Yeah.
All right. My last pick. Gonna be a little bit of an outside the box thinking one. I'm going to go to the world of gymnastics.
Wow.
I'm going to go with Carrie Strug as a comeback. So she's basically they needed her. I'm going to say this is kind of a comeback, kind of a injury gritty type of thing. It's a comeback though, because she would.
That's right. I thought we weren't doing injury comebacks.
Well, this is part of the same thing.
I'll hear you out. Out.
So, of course, as she was during the vault. I forget remember exact score that she needed, but she vaulted, basically really injured her ankle with tendons and messed it up bad. They needed her score though. So, in order to actually get the gold. So she hobbles off, they work some medical magic. She comes back onto the vaulting platform and hits a pretty legendary vault and secures the gold. So I feel like that's a pretty good comeback. Kerry Strug's, hey, you do what you want. This is what I'm doing.
I don't think it's a comeback at all. It's a great moment. It's a
comeback. It's a comeback.
Grittiness. But I mean,
she's hiked on. She's like removed from the thing, like removed from the vault completely. She comes back and hits that.
Hold on.
Don't
help me. Help me spelling. Help me with spelling.
I think it's KeriStrug. Let's see. Yeah, Strug. Tanya Harding. Not bad. Oh, she really came back. I guess she did come back and like further embarrass herself. So maybe that's not bad.
Yeah, that's better pick for sure, Sarah. All right.
Get rid of the question mark.
All right. So there we have it. So that's my last.
All right.
pick.
What Phillies one are you gonna do?
I don't have a Phillies one.
Oh, okay. Weird.
Sixers. No, I don't have a Sixers one either. I'm gonna go to basketball though. I'm gonna go to the NBA Finals. I'm gonna go the Golden State Warriors versus Cleveland Cavaliers. For some reason, I don't know why, I hated Golden State. I don't know why I hated the Warriors at that point. A cocky team. I was rooting hard for the Cavs in that series, and the Cavs were down 3-1. LeBron and stormed back, came back, won it all. Game 7, pretty epic comeback against like the favorite, right? I mean, the Golden State Warriors were definitely a better team. So
I don't remember it very well. So
you don't remember it?
No.
Really?
No, wasn't on my list. Yeah, I don't remember.
Oh man, I like DVR'd. I DVR'd every game because there were like late night games, California games in Golden State.
Yeah. Oh, I know that. I haven't watched have you watched the I, Tonya movie?
Is that is like a robot movie?
No, it's
like
about
iRobot.
It's about
really?
Tanya Harding. Yeah.
No,
I haven't watched that, but I have watched like documentaries about that, and it's so interesting. Jeff Galooly and all that. All right.
Hold on, let me type that up. Cavs. Well, I'll just bring it to the stage.
Well, you can remove the all that stuff under yours because it's not.
Which thing?
All the stuff under Kerry Strug.
From 3-1 deficit. Hold on, let me type. I can't
Kind
think
of
and type.
Usually kind of boring. Like come in, I get George Foreman. That's a great pick. I think that's one of my favorite picks.
All right, there we go. So that's the list so far, or that's our list overall. So, what we got? What else we got? Honorary mentions. Anything?
What else do we have? I had I had Reggie Miller versus the Knicks. That's one. And then I
also had the Cardinals in the World Series. It wasn't a big comeback. They were only down 2 runs, but they were down to like their last strike several times, and they came back and took the lead. Won it in over extra innings, I think.
The 49 Maple Leafs comeback from the 3-0 series deficit.
Remember that one? Yesterday. It was like yesterday.
Yeah.
1942.
The other one that too, I'm sure you know very well, is the Oracle team win in the America's Cup. I'm sure you know that one.
Yeah. Is that like sailing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sailing.
Some of those I wouldn't have picked just because I don't even know anything about them. So
yeah, I'm sailing. What is that from, Andy? I'm sailing.
I don't know.
You don't know?
It's a stupid cabin boy.
No.
Probably.
I don't remember the name right now. Hold on.
Oh, so you don't even know? You were just trying to get me to tell you what it was?
It's Bill Murray.
Oh,
Bill Murray,
talking about
Richard Dreyfuss.
Yeah. That's
what the hell's the name of that movie?
What is that? That's
it's a weird title.
What about Bob?
Yeah. That's it. They had him like tied on to the front of the boat, which seems dangerous.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good one. Good show.
Back on track.
back on track. We'll see. We'll see. See the how people like that one.
Yeah.
All right. So what do we got coming up? I know you got a something like on District coming up. I'm sure, right? You're always over there.
Of course I do. Yeah, on District I have a show on Sunday night doing a break.
You got a whip coming? Okay.
Doing a break. I'm doing a football break. The first break is 2 optic blasters, Tops Resurgence Blaster, 88 Tops, Jumbo Cello. And then the second break is a Bowman baseball. I think it's Bowman Blaster, Bowman Mega, 1981 Tops Rack Pack. You know what that set has, Andy?
Trying to think. It's not Ozzie Smith, right? So Ozzie 79 or 80?
It's definitely no. He's like 70s,
8 maybe?
76 or something.
No, I don't think he's that far back.
It's definitely 70s. I don't know.
80 would be Ricky Henderson. 81 is damn. I don't know. Who would that be?
Well, Fernando Valenzuela.
Okay,
the big one. That's it. The one of the bigger ones in there. Then we can hit the Kirk Gibson rookie card. He's
I already have that, but I will go after that again. What do you have? Tops?
Tops.
Yeah, I can show it off to you.
Harold Baines rookie card.
Harold Baines.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Is he?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people say he shouldn't be, but he
go.
is. And
That's
the
what
best
you're
one
looking
of
for.
all, what is that? There we go. That's it. Yeah. And the best one of all, Tim Raines rookie card.
Tim the Rock.
The Rock. Tim Raines. So he's on
Very
there
cool.
too.
I'm gonna look that up later.
Yeah, that's like a triple. And I was
triple
a second
threat?
year. That was like a triple rookie. So is the Fernando. Okay. Fernando Valenzuela also is a Mike Sosa rookie. So you got a dual there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
What
that's
you
the
should
second
do? You should do the 78. Can you get packs of 78?
I can. I'm at the National. I'm going to pick up some other. I'd like doing rack packs better than other things.
Yeah.
So
that's
I'm try to pick some
That's a cool year with the quad rookies on them and stuff.
Yeah.
I like that,
Get
yeah.
Trammell and all them, and yeah.
Yeah.
Any of those 83, even 85, I would do. 85 is cool,
Yeah.
but I'll pick something up.
Cool.
Yeah. Then I'll get after that. We're gonna do some pieces of the past breaks, and I got a little Garbage Pail Kids break that I have already loaded up. So
There you go.
it's sort of it's sort of an interesting where I try to do
Hodgepodge, a smorgasbord.
Yeah, I start with the main course, the football, then the dessert, the baseball, and then like is that after partif? What is that? What is that thing?
Aperitif.
Aperitif?
Yeah.
It's not at the end though, is it?
Yeah. That's what you're talking about. The drink at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then that's the pet.
It's sweet. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. There we go.
All right.
And so then that's on. That's all I have really planned. I'll probably schedule some other didbits, and I got to do a didbit threads. I got to move some clothes. So
cool.
All right. So how about you, Andy? Anything on your schedule coming up?
Nope. That's it.
All right.
Just ripping boxes, maybe.
Check out the Reseller Island podcast as well. We've had some issues over there with the publishing videos. So there wasn't a video this week because I had my dental work done. Thursday we would have filmed, and then we had and Shane was away, so we didn't film that one. And we have one in the hopper, but they can't figure out how to upload it. So it's
okay.
We'll get one out next week if we
good.
film tomorrow. I didn't think we're gonna film. So, all right, that wraps it up, guys. Thanks for watching. Appreciate the super chat, Sarah, very much. Thank you very much. And guys, we'll be back in 2 weeks. We won't be here next week. 2 weeks with a special guest, funny guy, Ryan Resell.
And another funny guy. An additionally funny guy.
Better be 3 funny guys because I'm much funnier.
Oh no. But all right, guys.
All right, guys. See you next time. Peace.
Oh.